Hey there, it's your pal Filthy. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22. We are back in Bloomfield, Canada. We've got a lot of stuff to get done today, including harvesting this lovely oat and perhaps cutting some grass. As well, we're going to be spending quite a bit of money, so if that's what you're looking for, stay tuned. Alright, welcome back to Bloomfield, Canada. As you can see in the top right corner, we have gone by a couple months. It is now July. As you can also see in the top right corner, I've made quite a bit of money in between the last episode and this one. I did quite a bit of grinding. I did some contract work and what have you, and I just did everything I could to make a decent amount of money. I've also paid back the loan that we had because I just didn't want that looming over us. So yeah, we're going to get right into things. We've got a lot of stuff to get done today. The first thing that we're going to do is harvest the oats that we have ready. If you'll recall, when I was planting all the crops, I made a point of planting different crops that would be ready to harvest at different times, and oats are the first one up, which means, in theory, 2 months from now, the next crop should be up, and so on and so forth. But if you'll recall, I don't know where I've lost track of my harvester, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually back with the tractors. I don't have a header for the harvester, so that's probably the first thing that we're going to do. And yeah, we're going to head over to the store. Unfortunately, we're going to have to drive the harvester over there because I don't have a trailer for a header or anything like that. So I'm just going to get over to the store and then we'll get the header put on and we'll get back over here. And back on the farm, I've got the header now. It's a little bit bigger than what is designed for this harvester, but we're going to make do. I'm realizing as I'm driving up here, I kind of hope that I can fit through the crack. That's what she said. Anyway, we're gonna harvest the oats here. We'll probably do a quick time lapse and then cut to the next part of what we have planned for today. I want to get some stuff done. I want to buy some stuff. I want to buy our first animal pen and what have you. So I don't really want to spend a lot of time on things that we've already done. But regardless, we're going to start with the oats. I will show you some of it, maybe all of it, depending on how long it takes, and then after that, we'll see what we get into. Well, that is sigh-inducing. Just shy of a full lap is when you run out of capacity with this harvester. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it also bodes well in terms of the amount of money that we could be making. So I'm just going to get this kind of positioned in place. We'll go get the trailer and bring it over. We'll load up the trailer as much as we can before we head off to the store because I want to try and maximize profit and just want to maximize time as well at that rate. So we'll get going over there. The John Deere should be okay to handle this. It doesn't really... You don't need a bunch of horsepower in order to get the trailer pulled. So we'll head over there and then we'll get right back into the harvesting. I'm thinking I'll probably do one more time lapse and then just kind of cut until the job is done. And then from there we will move on to selling some stuff. Okay, so we're just letting the harvester empty here. I had a realization as I was doing that pass. I'm going to flip around and go the opposite direction, and the idea being in that way I'll always have the pipe on the outside, and I can pull the tractor, which is much more nimble, to the harvester. But we'll just go ahead and turn off the tractor for now, get back in the harvester, if we can turn around. Probably not such a good idea to run your face into pipes of that nature, but what can you do? Or not even pipes, but the blades on the header. Either way, don't be running into heavy machinery, I think, is the moral of that story. Okay, so we're just going to finish this lap here, less that little piece, because I'm just living on the edge tonight. And by tonight, I mean today, because through the power of editing, this will be in the morning. Whoa. Okay, so now, like I said, we're going to flip around and come down the opposite side, again with the idea being that as we're going across the field, we will grab that little bit there. As we're harvesting down the field, I want the pipe to be on the outside. And like that, we have finished the field. I got some help from an AI worker so I could take the trailer load of oats back to the store. It was worth about $15,308, and I'm not sure why I said about and then gave the exact price. But yeah, we made about $15,000, which is pretty cool considering, and there's still some oats left in the combine. Only 703 liters though, so it's not really worth driving to the store for that. So what we're going to do is just empty this into the trailer and hope for the best. Hopefully we remember before we go to start harvesting the next crop that's there. And we'll get the combine put away, and then what I want to do next is I want to buy some sheep. And we're just going to zip through here, and I've already kind of scouted out a location that I was hoping to use. It's, we're going to get this, I guess, mid-sized sheep barn. It's not the biggest, but at this point I don't really feel like spending $97,000 on sheep. Especially, I'm not 100% sure that things will work out in this area, so I want to be cognizant of that fact. Okay, so in this game, actually now that I'm seeing this, in this game you have the option to place things wherever you want. You can see that it says overlaps with another object. If you hit the button, you can place it anywhere, but you run the risk of things clipping into each other, of problems basically, and I am just going to position this about here. I know I've got that... Actually, you know what? Before we even do that, let's get rid of that tree over here. It is... No. Oh, what is happening? Stop the shenanigans. Oh my goodness, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pressing buttons I'm not supposed to. I'm farting around with the buttons to try and get back to what I was doing. But anyway, I'm going to try and cut down that tree that was right in the spot that we wanted our stuff to go. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is this little tree right here. So we're just going to put this about there. That way those two tree stumps that we're worried about are not in the way. And click the button. There we go. So before I go and buy a bunch of sheep, what we're going to do is not hit this stump, but rather come over to, where is it? This menu here. Oh, it doesn't tell me the capacity there. That's embarrassing. It doesn't tell me the capacity. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut some grass and I'm going to try and fill this up, and then at that point, that's when we will buy the sheep. Oh, that actually worked out very well. Very well, all things considered. What has happened here, though, is that oh, cool. I'm making logs disappear. I can't use the forage wagon for this, which means that I'm going to have to get a baler. Oh, yes, I can. There we go. Because I can tow the forage wagon and have the front mower going at the same time, we are going to be trying something a little bit new. in that we will be trying to cut grass and use the forage wagon at the same time. So we've got to unfold that, lower it down, and then we've got to get that going, lower that. Is that lowered? Yep. And then back to this, and off we go. We'll see how this turns out. Not 100% sure that we'll be done, but I wanted to try with this in hopes of seeing if that's enough, basically. If we've done this right, if this is enough to fill the sheep pen, the sheep barn, whatever you want to call it, then in theory we can always keep a little bit of grass on the field and then just kind of cut some as needed, and then if or when we get some other barnyard animals that require silage, like the cows, then in theory that's when we'll get a silage pit and we can do full cuts at a time, and then and kind of divvy up the grass amongst all of the animals that might need it. Okay, this is a bit of a nightmare, so we're for sure going to have to clean this area back here if we're going to use it full time. One more try with you guys, and then if it doesn't work, then we will find it. There we go. That solves that. Not that it would ever come up in natural conversation, but have you ever asked yourself, how many people does it take to add grass to a sheep barn? Well, I know the answer definitively is more than one. I needed my partner's help to try and get this lined up, and even then we both struggled for probably 10-15 minutes. I have it lined up now, so we're going to get it emptied out to the best of our ability. This does solidify, though, that I am for sure going to have to clear some of these trees out. I'm going to have to make this a nicer area, and I'm going to have to get the stump grinder and everything, because these stumps are all going to have to go. The biggest problem I'm having is, if you'll recall from the lumberjack episode, this log is super glitched out to the point that I can't cut it or anything, so it's just stuck there. It's stuck being a problem. This one, however, is not. In fact, just as a sense of bite meat, it can be thrown. There we go. It was a good throw. And like this, we're going to try and empty it out. I only bought one sheep just to see what the capacity was, and like that, are we full already just after that little percent? We might be. Yeah, there you go. So this only holds 4,500 liters, so that's a significantly lower amount than I was expecting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to buy some of these older sheep, and I'm going to buy about, we'll go with 14. We'll go with 11 because there's one already there, and it's a wee BB. And the idea being, I'm buying these ones that are already in the 8-month age range, because they should be able to reproduce, and I should be able to start getting more sheep producing it along or over an extended period of time. In theory, you can buy, just fill it up with full adult sheep, but it makes it a bit more fun when you're in a position that you're growing your own sheep kind of deal, and you'll see them kind of pop up as the time goes on. So there you go, $5,927 for some sheep, and now we can look at them all. Look at them all. They're having a great time. And we'll hop over. Hello, Bessie. Hello, Bessie 2, Bessie 3, Gertrude, Agnes, how you doing, girl? And so on and so forth. There's lots of sheep here, and they'll just kind of enjoy themselves. They'll periodically need some... I keep hitting the wrong button. I keep crouching instead of jumping. They'll periodically need some more grass. So what I'm going to do, because that was an absolute nightmare, is I'm going to detach the trailer and just leave that there for now. Okay, sorry for the weird cut there. This episode was actually recorded over multiple days, and there was no real natural spot to transition. So here we are with a bit of a jump cut. So before I ended the video, I decided that I wanted to do some cleaning of this back area in terms of, like, I want to get rid of these stumps. And I think I'm going to use some of the money I have to buy this plot of land so I can do some landscaping in terms of, like, actually clearing a path. So we'll see how that goes. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to go ahead and buy that plot of land if we can. There we go. It's that button and that button. $171,000. So if this doesn't work, what I'm going to do is simply just restart the game, because I just finished saving. So if it's not going to let me do work on the property, then I'm going to get that money back. But now that I've spent that money, let's see if she worked. Okay. We will go into the landscaping and painting. We will go with... I guess it doesn't really matter because we're just practicing. So we'll... sure, forest ground. And will it work? Good. Okay, so that is the case. And can I get rid of these trees in here? No, it doesn't appear that I can. But I can clear a more distinct path, and I can probably even chop that tree out as well. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that and clear this tree out as well. And then at that point, we will head over to the store to lease a stump grinder so we can get rid of some of these stumps here. And I don't know what to do with that log there, because if you'll recall from the lumberjacking episode, which again sounds weird, but from the episode we did some cutting and what have you, that log is super glitched out, and like I can push it around and what have you, but I can't actually do anything with it. I can't pick it up, so it's been a bit of a problem. But at this point, we're just going to go ahead and try and get rid of this tree here, and if it won't let me get rid of this, then again, I'm going to restart. No, you... Okay, so you can't get rid of that. Can I get rid of this one? No. Is there any way to clear this path properly? Can I get rid of this one here? Oh, I thought... Oh. Panic. There it is. Cool. Okay, so it appears as though I might be able to clear this out. Let's do one more test, and then we will probably reset and start this process over. Regardless, I wanted to show this part to you guys just so you get an idea of what you can expect. Okay, so let me try one more time to make this tree go away, and then if we can, this will be perfect. Otherwise, I will make this the path into the area and go from there. Alright, and... oh dear. Oh dear. And... Oh. There we go. Perfect. So now we've got this area kind of cleared out, ready to go. And that actually works out pretty nice because it keeps that bit of that natural landscape on either side. Back on the farm, and I've got the stump grinder here. I'm not 100% sure how to use it, so that's why I've brought up the help menu again, because I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Let's bring the camera in quite a bit here, or back. And let's see if we can't make this thing work. Oh. Well, that worked. Okay, what about this one over here? That I was expecting something a bit more dramatic, I guess. Not sure what the arm is for, but regardless, we now have the ability to make tree stumps and what have you go away, so that's pretty cool. And we'll keep this process going. I want to try and clear up some of this, and actually that might help me get rid of the glitchy tree stump over here. The only catch now is that I've put that or I've got it wedged in a pretty awkward position, so we'll see how things go. Can I lower this? Yes, I can. There. Oh, just dug up some ground. So that's something to keep in mind with these mulchers, I guess, is that they can dig up the ground. So right now it doesn't really make much of a difference, and I don't really feel like spending money to paint over that, but we'll just have to be cognizant of that fact. We've got one more tree stump that we're for sure getting rid of, and then I'm going to try and get rid of this problematic glitchy stump, branch, whatever you want to call it. It's being a bit of a problem, so we're going to try and sort that out. Something we're going to have to spend money on, I feel, is landscaping this terrain as well to like level it out, because just watching that just now, it was it's kind of bumpy right here. In fact, before we do anything, let's see if we can't level this out just a little bit. I know that it's going to cost us some money, but I think it'll be worth it when we're not having to deal with this kind of thing on a regular basis. So we'll spend the money while we've got it, and in theory we should be making some money in the not too distant future, so it'll all be worth it. And in general, you know, we're always trying to make progress for the farm. We're always trying to make the farm better, so that's kind of my thought process with that. Okay, let's see if... Oh, cool. There goes that problematic branch, and at this point I'm just gonna cut that tree down just right here. Well, as you can see, I've got the truck loaded up. I can probably fit some more on, but I had a realization while I was loading the truck up that I don't have to take all of this wood back. It's like, or back. I'm taking it to return to the sawmill from whence it came. No, I don't have to take all of this to be sold right away, because as I've said in previous videos, as I said earlier in this video, the whole idea is that we're going to be periodically expanding this space and developing more animal pens and what have you. So what I'm thinking is I'll take the truckload that I have to be sold, and then I think the rest of the lumber I'm just going to kind of pile off to the side here and leave it there, unless, of course, we start to develop some frame rate issues. So... before I head off to the store, I'm just going to start moving these logs in a bit of a time lapse, and then we'll head off to the store. Okay, so at this point I'm just gonna power through it and cut up the tree that's left here, and then from there we'll head to the store, and I'll wrap up on the porch as I normally do. And now for the dramatic reveal. It is in fact a big old pile. Big old might be the wrong expression. It's a pile. Regardless, we're going to get the truck moved out of the way, and we're going to grind some stumps, which again is not a euphemism, it's just a thing that we're doing. And then I will try and get the forage wagon parked nicely again. I suspect that it'll be a bit of a problem, but regardless, we're just going to get it in the general vicinity for now, and then worry about the actual placement when it comes time to feed them again. Why did I... Like, the ground seems super flat, and then you drive over it, and it's, in fact, not very flat at all. It's, as far as melon scratchers go, that one's a honeydoodle. But we'll make some stumps go away, and then we'll sell some wood, and probably at that point is when we'll call it an episode. I certainly appreciate the time that everyone is providing. Turn off forestry machine. No. Lower forestry machine. Oh, gotta keep grinding. When will I know it's done? Why is this taking so long? Huh. Do I drive back and forth? Let's turn off the equipment so we're not hurting ourselves while trying to inspect this. And move this out of the way. I wonder if that piece of wood there was a factor. Either way, like, this is the biggest problem I have with this game, and I know I've said this in other episodes, is that it's so glitchy at times, often unnecessarily so. Like, there are so many circumstances where it just seems like it's glitchy just for the sake of being glitchy, and there's no real explanation as to why it's glitchy. Okay, and lower it down. Oh, see? Quite perfectly explaining. Okay, and lift that up, get that out of the way. I just leased this, so I'm going to get it returned. And while we've got it, though, let's go over here and grab this last stump. And again, it's... Whenever I complain about the game being glitchy, please understand that I'm not ragging on the game. This is a game that I enjoyed tremendously. It's just, as a consumer, as someone that really enjoys this game, there are so many situations that I wish things were different. I wish that it wasn't so glitchy, so I wasn't always getting frustrated by stupid little things. Okay, so we'll return that. And now we will get the forage wagon moved again. And I'm going to do one last little bit of landscaping. Not right here where I've driven over a giant bump, but rather right basically where I've parked the forage wagon is kind of bumpy. So once I get it moved out of the way, we will try and get the landscaping sorted out. And we'll get the camera backed up. And this should go better now that it's kind of clearer, it's kind of nicer. We'll get the camera on an angle that I can actually see what I'm doing. And nope, turned too far. So now, if I just go straight back, I should be okay. Do. You know what, that'll do for now. I suspect that it's not at all in a good spot and that we won't actually be able to load it up. But the only real way to tell is if they actually need food in the pen, which they don't at the moment. So I won't know if it's parked nicely until the next time they need food. And I'm just going to throw it out there. I am magic. I managed to put a block underneath my tire while levitating. And this whole section is just holding up on that axle. That's brilliant. It's neither here nor there, but it's kind of fun. Where did this piece of wood? Spotted this while I was backing up the truck, and I'm going to be all OCD about it. And now we will go put the tractor away. We'll get the lumber sold off, and then I will see you over at the porch. Thanks. I know I said that I would bring you back in when we're back on the porch ready to say goodbye. And yes, I drive across my own grass. Sue me. But no, I wanted to take a second and again say thank you, and thank you for taking the time to watch this. I know that the analytics show that I typically only get about 30 seconds of retention before people move on to another video or whatever, but which likely means that most viewers haven't even reached this point. But regardless, I appreciate your time, and wanted to take a second, take the opportunity to say that I'm also doing a a Let's Play series for the game, The Sons of the Forest. It's a much different vibe than this. It's much more of an intense vibe than this, but if you're interested in checking it out, I will link it at the end of the video here. And regardless, thank you, and hopefully we can continue to have some fun here. Who knows where this series will go? All I know is that I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I appreciate your time. But on that note, until next time, I'll see you again soon.